Hello everyone, it's the Richard Lewis Daily Show. I'm your host, Richard Lewis. A little bit under the weather, that's why we didn't do a show yesterday. Feeling pretty garbage, honestly, Sam. I don't know if I'm getting old or whatever, mate. But
probably.
Got like an ulcer on my tongue as well. It's really irritating.
Could also be for the excessive drinking, of course.
But, you make me sound. You make me sound like Kin Deadly.
Drinking no self-control.
Drinking with no self-control. So anyway, it is effectively the Daily Show. This is the second Daily Show. So thanks a lot for dropping in. Today, what we're going to be talking about, where we're going to start is, obviously, the election nonsense hasn't gone away. Oh, but my mic's loud, is it?
Yeah, a little bit. I think the gain's been wrecked by Skype again.
Yes, Skype, of course. Yeah, why wouldn't you just immediately turn it up to max volume? Because I've restarted the program. Yeah, okay, there we go. That should be fine. My apologies for that, guys. Anyway, so today, what are we going to be talking about? Well, this election madness, this election nonsense hasn't gone away. We thought the madness would be over. Everyone had a few days just to fucking process that, hey, we lost. Okay, cool. Fuck it. I'll even let you cry about it for 48 hours. Cry about it for 48 hours. And then we all got to go back to fucking work, We all got to go back to work, and we all got to do our jobs, and we all just got to get on with our lives, right? But no, not if you're on the fucking insane, fringes of the left. Obviously, what you have to do is protest. But not protest, of course, because a protest is where you gather and you hold hands and you have a little tribal drumming circle, right? And you sing fucking Kumbaya. No, what you do is you wreck property. You destroy property.
That's nothing to do with what you're protesting against.
Absolutely none. It's all over the place right now in America. I mean, insane. There's a good summary actually over on iNews. If you want to bring it up, you can see that we've had protests in New York. We've had violent protests in LA. We've had protests in Washington, D.C. We've had protests obviously in Portland, which is the big one. So, I don't really understand what they're hoping to achieve here. And the thing is, they have been violent protests. Now, it doesn't even make any sense, by the way, okay, so let's just put this into context. I go out, I protest because I'm not happy with the results of a democratic election. I mean, I'm already struggling with this. People didn't protest when Obama got in, or did they? I didn't see it. I saw a few people say, well,
Well, I am racist, so that's a bit unlikely, but not even the racists were protesting. Even they stayed inside. Just like, oh, well, you won, BG.
They were like, fuck it, mate. I guess it was an election after all. But, they're out there, they're banging the drum saying, not my president. Definitely doesn't work like that.
It is.
Definitely is your president. And we've seen all the usual bullshit about people who are saying that they want to go to Canada. I mean, that's the other thing that's going on at the moment right now. I mean, that's ridiculous. Because, by the way, just a news flash for you, Canada actually has very robust immigration laws. The vast amount of Americans who are saying they want to go to Canada wouldn't be allowed to get into Canada because Canada has the kind of immigration laws that Trump is proposing. You would need money in the bank. You would need to be able to prove that you would be a useful and fit person. You don't just get across the border and go start a new life up there with the moose fuckers. It doesn't work like that. So,
don't want you anyway. Don't want the kind of people that just flee the country.
You're probably right. They definitely don't want them. But it's insane, right? This idea, again, like this sense of privilege. We can just go up to Canada and start our new lives. It's all going to be okay. We'll be fine. But anyway, back to the protests. So obviously there was a person shot during a protest in Portland, Oregon, by two 18-year-old men, I think it was, that they had them detained. Police have said we were unsure if the shooting is politically motivated. There was 71 arrests in total in Portland. And it's just crazy amounts of violence. Just crazy amounts of violence. I just don't get it, dude. I just don't get why that's happening.
I mean,
But I mean, well, okay, I'm telling a lie.
You do.
I do know. And we're going to get into it. Because so many people that are associated with the left and this movement, they're just fucking straight lying, mate. They love a lie. They can't help themselves. They can't help themselves. They've literally learned nothing. So I want to bring something up for you. Let me just see if I can find this. Where was it? So yeah, I'm gonna get you the original post actually. Yeah, it's in here. So this was in the Philly Voice. Now, you'll be told by the media right now that there is a spate of hate crimes happening in America. I'm sure you've all seen this on social media. Hate crimes everywhere. Hate crimes everywhere. Well, this one went viral. It was by a Facebook post by Ashley Boyer, right? And I'm going to read it to you. I think I alluded to it on the last Daily Show, but we didn't get into it. So you tell me how genuine this sounds, Sam, or anyone in the chat. You tell me if this sounds genuine to you. I just experienced one of the worst things in my entire life. While pumping gas, I had a vehicle pull up beside me. Out jumps 4 males, all of whom are Caucasian. They then proceed to talk about the election and how they're glad they won't have to deal with N-word much longer. Now me being by myself, I just kept quiet until one walked over to me and said, "How scared are you, you black bitch? I should just kill you right now. You're a waste of air." Still, I said nothing. I kept my head down. He then proceeds to say, "What, are you deaf or something, you?" N-word. Then another guy steps out and shows me his firearm. He says, "You're lucky there's witnesses or else I'd shoot you right here." By now, there's tears. Full-blown tears. They leave. I have called the police, but I am shaken, upset, and confused. Is this what America is going to be like from here on out? Well, I'm going to say no because you're lying.
Did not.
That didn't happen. I'm filing that under didn't happen.
Put in the DH pile, mate. Didn't happen.
It didn't happen. No, but here's where it gets interesting because this went viral as fuck, mate. This was more viral than Freddie Mercury at the end. You feel me? Was tweeted all over the place, right? And literally without even any questioning, because I know a little thing about life, you see. So I know that things like that just do not happen. They literally do not happen. They probably didn't even happen at the height of like racial segregation in America. That would probably be extreme. Maybe if you were in the deep South in the 50s, that would have happened. Definitely not happening this year. But celebrities all over the place retweeted this. And I'm glad they did. Because in trying to peddle this lie, they actually forced the police into an official response. And this was reported by the Philly Voice. Ashley Boyer put out a follow-up Facebook post saying an update on the situation from yesterday. Charges were filed. Fugitives were caught. Yes, I know their names, but no, I will not release them. I will not retaliate. I will be the bigger person for my kids' sake. However, I did assure them that next time someone won't be walking away and that person will not be something else. I can't see it's cut off.
Not be me, I think.
Not be me, yeah. Thank you all for the shares and the kind words. Blah, blah. I love you all and appreciate everything. So, I mean, keep in mind, right? Like, if someone pulled a gun on me and said they were going to kill me for no reason...
Sweet, can I put that on Facebook, boy?
And I know who it is, and the police have come out and arrested them. Probably going to press charges. Probably not going to say, "Yeah, well, let that be a lesson to you." Like, well, it's not like they stole some sweets from the corner shop, right? You've learned your lesson now. You've had a cry, and your mother's really disappointed. You know, your mother's really disappointed in you threatening to kill someone based solely on their race. So. The police put out official response, of course.
No, man, if it was just didn't happen.
And literally, it may as well have said, didn't happen. Because she's now deleted the post, by the way. And the police say this was Corporal Brian Donner of the Newcastle County Police. Dover Police and Smyrna Police, everybody in that region where it could have possibly happened. Corporal Brian Donner said there are no records of calls to 911, no records to the non-emergency line in his jurisdiction, and there is no record of this beyond the Facebook post on social media. He goes on to say, and while there are several ways to file reports with us, social media isn't one of them for obvious reasons. We haven't heard from the victim. We haven't heard from any witnesses or even the store owner. So imagine if you owned a gas station and you're like, yeah, my customers are having such a great time pumping gas and buying non-essential goods. Oh, wait, someone's pulling a gun on them. This could be bad for business. I think they might say something. I imagine in America that they might say something about that.
It's very common that gas stations don't have any CCTV as well nowadays. There's just no cameras anywhere.
Yeah,
that's people's biggest complaint, actually.
Yeah, if only we'd had the cameras. If only we'd had the cameras everywhere in society to have caught these people. It goes on as well because another police department put out a Facebook post. Social media report of gas station incident. We are aware of the circulating post involving a woman who was allegedly harassed, menaced at a gas station. We can tell you that this incident, if it occurred in Smyrna, Delaware, has not been reported to our agency. We understand that this person has stated via social media she has filed charges against the perpetrators. We again want to stress that we, the Smyrna Police Department, have no record of this incident. We ask that all questions, comments, concerns be addressed to the social media user who made this post and all the police agencies she reported this incident to. So massive didn't happen. 3 police departments coming out and saying didn't happen, right? Like, I think it's safe to say it didn't happen. Now, I mean, look, it's not the most insane one I saw. Check this one out for didn't happen. This is lovingly filed under more lies. Again, little bits of it are cut off. Someone sent me this. I was wearing my Capwa shirt while walking through Walmart buying materials for our InterVarsity event tonight, and a young white boy pointed at me and started yelling, "She's not white. That's not an American flag. She's fat and ugly. I hope Trump sends her back where she came from." I mean, this kid's got a lot of prejudices. He's got some mad prejudices, though, hasn't he? He's got them all. He's
fat, banging, not American, go home.
Racist. Send him home, and he's got this child has an anti-immigration stance, right? And then he proceeded to throw things at me. I just shame, right? His mother responds by saying, "Stop! You'll break everything. Don't worry, Trump will take care of it."
Like he's a superhero. Flies in.
That this didn't happen. Tears filled up in my eyes and I couldn't move. A black mother grabbed my hand and she pulled me outside. I presume she's not talking about Shaft when she says a black mother. I sat with her and her child in a secluded area and she held me.
Hold me.
And her child gets better. And her child, as we all cried. I cried so hard I threw up. She repeated over and over again, "Come, Lord Jesus, come."
Come, Lord Jesus, save us now. We're ready for you, Jesus.
Massive didn't happen. Like, this is beyond the joke, isn't it? This is beyond the fucking joke that you would make this. If you voted for Trump, you encouraged my demented lie. What you voted for, mate. I mean, that's off the fucking chain. That's off the fucking chain.
What a mess, mate.
Massively didn't happen. I can't even believe that you'd have the balls to fucking tell that lie. So obviously you look at shit like that, right? And you realise, fucking come on. It's fake as fuck. All of this shit is fake as fuck. There was another trend that was going around, actually. Hang on, let me get this for you. I nearly forgot about this one. Because obviously, what I've realized about these like progressives is that they're like a hive mind, dude. That they all say the same thing. They all repeat the same thing. Like, you noticed how like the phrase was literally shaking. You saw that
everywhere.
Yeah, everyone was literally shaking. They're all literally shaking. I'm literally shaking right now. Literally shaking. Everyone's literally shaking. And it's because they use this little fucked up reserved code to show to each other that they're all in the gang. We're all in the super progressive groovy gang. That's what they do. So the other thing that they like to do when they're telling their mental lies, the absolute mentally ill lies. Here you go, Sam. I'll bring this up. It turns out that in between literally shaking, the peak age for understanding of the horror of Trump's America as 8 years old. And someone collated these. Just have a look at some of these. All right. Someone even tweeted at Hillary Clinton here. Our 8-year-old has been having trouble sleeping. And finally, she told us what she was worried about. Gun violence.
What's wrong? Do you think this must be about immigration laws?
Yeah. Let me read some story. I just can't get over this gun violence. Right.
Second
Next
Amendment.
one. By Brian Michael Bendis.
Of course.
My 8-year-old asked if President Trump once shoved his hand down a lady's pants and laughed about it. She heard about it at school. I froze. Well, good news, he didn't do that.
It didn't happen, so you're right. It didn't happen.
So, you know. Another one here. My sister told me that my 8-year-old niece balled her fist at the TV, looked at Trump and said, "This ain't over." What is she? A fucking 1920s vaudevillian? Villain, like
reminds you of the polo guy from Mighty Boosh.
I get you, Trump.
You might have got me now this time, Trump. It ain't over.
Come on, dude. 8-year-old overheard me listening to it, I presume the election results, and said, "I hope Hillary Clinton makes history. Women's rights are human rights. Go women, go
Didn't
women." Didn't happen.
Has anyone hang around with an 8-year-old kid? They basically they just run around and do shit, but they just break shit and do stuff. They don't speak. They just say dumb shit. All they do is expel dumb shit and do dumb shit, but that's all kids do. There's no way someone's just gone, "Gun violence keeps me awake at night." You don't say that when you're 8.
Bonkers. I mean, check this. 8-year-old at breakfast. This is Sally Cohn, of course, so, you know, she's out of her mind. Trump can't be as bad as Caesar, right?
At least that's true. Probably can't be.
Well,
at least that's, somewhat could have happened. Could have happened.
Maybe happened.
Maybe happened. Probably didn't, though.
And then my niece's first response to the election: should I tell people at school I am not a Muslim anymore? She is 8, of course. They're all 8.
Everyone's fucking 8, mate.
Yeah, definitely didn't happen. Definitely none of this is happening. In fact, knowing what I know about children, I don't think a lot of them will have taken in the election. What they do take in, though, is parents' hysterical behavior, you see. So when you act like a fucking arsehole and act hysterical over what is just simply the democratic process playing out, and it is nothing more than that, kids pick up on it and they share your hysteria. It's called learned behavior, you see. So if your kid is acting irrational and weird, it's probably a reflection of your own shoddy parenting.
It's just bad genes and parenting.
Someone there, of course, in the chat parroting that classic line that morons do. You're not a parent. You know nothing about children. Definitely don't. Just because I'm fucking smart enough not to have one, right? It means that I obviously know nothing about kids. And I definitely know nothing about kids. I definitely haven't worked in a school for children with developmental needs. I know nothing about children. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're the smart one. You're the smart one because you bred. It's so difficult to breed. It's so difficult to breed. You fucking blew your beans into someone else. A baby came out. Wow, what a miracle. Wow, you know it all now. And in fact, the reason we don't have any problem with children or any problems as a society is because as soon as you have children, you are imbued with wisdom. That's why bad parenting doesn't exist, right? Holy shit, what a fucking cretin. Right. Speaking of bad parenting, by the way, I know I linked you that video, didn't I?
What, the Trump one?
Yeah.
Kicked the kid out. I'll find it.
Yeah, get that. Let's just put that in.
The fuck, mate? If you Google Trump K, it says kills elephant butt. Trump killed Harambe.
Well, yeah, it's all happened.
He's done it all, mate. He probably killed that one they hung as well, that elephant that they hung. What's her name again? Big Sally.
Big Mary.
Big Mary. Go on, Big Mary. Right, I've got it. Here you go, bud. It's on the Daily Mail, which isn't great, but it's the one I found.
Alright, yeah, let's get it up then. Let's just play the video. I mean, I know it's quite long, which just adds to the excruciating painfulness. But again, understand what's happened here. I'm going to contextualize the video for you all in case you haven't seen this. You should have seen this. But this is how progressives behave, right? So this child was at school and they have mock elections as part of the American educational process to teach kids about how democracy works. It's actually a very good idea, and something that I definitely support. However, unfortunately, this time around, I've seen a few borderline, but this is easily the worst. This kid has made the mistake of voting for Trump in an election, right? With 4 fucking candidates. He's picked the bad one, hasn't he? This child has chosen evil.
You've
How
chosen
silly
greatness.
You could have chosen pure good, all right, or evil, and you chose evil, right? So this rational parent decided to fake kick her child out onto the streets and traumatize it on the basis Trump does not look after black people. We don't do Trump in this house. Just watch this, and you tell me if this is reasonable.
Since you voted for Donald Trump, you can get your and get out. The suitcase is packed by the door. Yeah, been packed it since this morning. Bye. Matter of fact, and get your sign so when the people see you outside, they know why you're standing out there. Here you go. Now, here, take your sign. Get up. Come on here. Come on. Everyone, come on here. Let's go. Come on. Take your sign. Bye. Let's go. You wanna vote for him? I'm gonna show you. Come on. Okay. Move. Okay. Let's go. Here's your suitcase. Bye. Get your suitcase. No. Edward, get your suitcase and get out. Bye. No. Go. No. We don't do Donald Trump here. Get your suitcase. Okay. Get out. No. Get out. Here you go. No. Bye. Bye, Donald Trump lover.
I got school tomorrow.
You got school tomorrow. You should have thought about that.
Okay.
Bye. This where you gonna be at from now on. Why did you vote for him at school? Why did you vote for him at school? Why did you vote for him at school? Because you see him on TV a lot. Boy, bye. Anyways, yep, you see him on TV. Well, I hope you find another TV to see him on, because this is going to be your new home. You can't come back here. Bye. No. He voted for Donald Trump. No. Bye. Bye. You can go be with the Donald Trump lover.
So there you go. And obviously there's been a large push to find the person responsible for this. We can reveal exclusively on air that it was VG Aaron. No, I'm just kidding. It's not. It's definitely not. But you get the point, right? Having a child doesn't make you fucking smart, doesn't make you understand how to treat a child, you see. And this is the kind of nonsense that's going on. Now, I definitely blame the mother on this one, but I also got to say that why is she doing that? Why is she doing that? She's doing that because she's been whipped up into a fucking frenzy by the media, and she probably believes voting for Trump is evil. And, I think that's been the running narrative. It's still the narrative now. I mean, we're going to get to that in a second. But basically, a lot of people honestly believe that you are somehow inhuman, subhuman, whatever it is, if you voted for Trump. And it's just, it amazes me that people are capable of acting in an inhumane way because apparently you support an inhumane candidate. You know, that level of cognitive dissonance is quite startling. Just to come back as well, back to the hate crimes. I mean, it's no wonder we're getting all these hate crimes. I'll bring you into some tweets here that we've had. Let's have a look. Who should we go with? Let's bring up that one about the Orange is the New Black. Where's that? That should be down there, yes. Fox News, of course, doing God's work. Leah Delaria from Orange is the New Black. I've never watched that show, by the way. Sam, have you ever watched it?
Yeah, I've watched it all. It's actually pretty good.
Is it pretty good, though?
Well, I started watching it when I wasn't lonely and had a girlfriend, and then I just kind of got stuck into it. So yeah, I watched it all. I think it's alright. It's not the greatest show of all time. It's not so hypey, but it's pretty good.
All right, well, listen, because I watched the first couple of episodes and I thought this is absolute garbage and insulting my intelligence. I had to turn it off. So am I wrong?
Nah, probably it is kind of like garbage, but it's just
Should I give it another go? Is what I'm asking.
Maybe. The last season that was just on was pretty good. It actually had some good developmental lines.
Okay. Well, and you sure you didn't have some good lines, and that was what.
No.
All right, well, anyway, let's bring this up. So, Orange is the New Black actress Leah Delaria says she wants to take out Trump supporters with a baseball bat. This was November the 11th. She went on Instagram, said she wanted to take out Republicans and independents with a baseball bat for leading to a Trump victory. She included the hashtags fuck Trump, fuck straight white America, fuck your privilege, fuck the GOP. Keep in mind, of course, GOP had an office firebombed during the election, which certainly didn't get as much coverage as I imagine it would have done had it been one of the many false flag operations that were being run by the left. You have to understand that right now there's a lot of iconic progressive figures that are literally pushing this idea of violence being okay, and that rioting in the aftermath of a democratic election is perfectly acceptable, which seems to me insane. There's actually this thing. I want to see if I can find this for you just to show you the hypocrisy, because you ever seen that Occupy Democrat shit?
Yeah.
Yep. You ever seen it? That you see him on Facebook all the time. Let me just see if I can find it. Somebody put two things side by side. Yeah, here it is. Just to show you the level of hypocrisy that goes on with these people. Let me just get you that. There we go. If you would like to just bring that up on screen. So you can see this is the Occupy Democrats here. On January the 2nd, 2015, they said this cannot be stressed enough. Openly defying and brazenly disrespecting your president while hoping that he fails is not called patriotism. It is called treason. Then after Trump was elected, tell your Congress members, obstruct, obstruct, obstruct. Give Republicans a dose of their own medicine. Hashtag not my president. I want you to do everything you can to stop Trump's agenda. No cooperation, no unity. Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Massive shut it down. And that's what I mean. These people, they don't understand how fucking hypocritical they're being, because it's this idea that I'm on the right side. So it doesn't matter. The rules don't apply to me. I am on the right side. I'm on the right side. So violence is okay. Malcolm X, yeah, he used violence. So it's okay. It's okay. Like, we're on the right side. We're on the right side. And repeat after me. We're on the right side, you see. And that's what they do. There was a lot of tweets, actually. I picked out some of the bangers. This is a tweets that, in the aftermath of Trump, keep in mind, Trump supporters are the racist ones, of course. There was a load of tweets and people were collating them. This is just a cross section. I think there was over 100 of these collated and put up somewhere. I picked out some of the best just to give you an idea. Please, everyone, stay safe today. Except white people. Y'all can fucking die. I mean, reasonable, right?
Who is also Hillary Clinton, of course, because she's dying as well.
Yeah. But no, but obviously they're allies, right?
Yeah, just the bad white people, we mean.
Yeah. Bitch! I love it when a tweet starts. Bitch! Bitch! I'm fucking ready for a race war.
What a boss.
That's unreal, isn't it? Bitch! I'm fucking ready for a race war. If all the hick-ass white people want to fight, POC will destroy y'all. Reasonable outlook. Like, let's get the race war.
I'm ready for a motherfucking race war, homie. Let's go.
Yeah, it's like,
Sounds like a
fucking hell.
UFC fucking press conference. You do fucking nothing.
No, actually, speaking of the UFC, I think it was Rampage Jackson did that, right? He was setting up a fight with someone, I can't remember, but it was another black fighter. And in the ring, Rampage Jackson had just knocked someone out, and they were hyping up his next fight. And he turned to the crowd and he went, "Y'all want to see some black on black crime?" What a fucking boss. Anyway, next one. Nah, white people need to just all die. Like, nah.
Nah.
Thought about it. Nah. It's like, did someone ask him, "Oh, yo, do white people deserve to live?" Nah. Thought about it. And then there's this one, the account, "Fuck Donald Trump." I mean, I wonder what their agenda could be. At white people, like we all have one Twitter account, you know what I mean? That we all
just
log
got
into.
Just got a new notification, boys.
Yeah. Sam, I'm running out of privilege. Can I get the Twitter account for a moment? At white people, I hate y'all. I hate your families. I hate your grandparents. I hate your ancestors. I mean, they're kind of all like the same thing, but whatever.
My ancestors came from. I know one of them came from Africa. So do they?
No, but that's the
as well?
point, isn't it? As well, like, I hate your ancestors. Well, according to the progressive narrative, we all came from Africa. So, it's too much, man. It's too much for these people. And again, you know, there's a bunch of lunatics. Another one, like, because we do like to highlight the progressive beasts that are out there that are doing all sorts of nonsense. Arthur Chu is a classic social justice warrior. He describes himself as a mad genius. He's half right. And this is one of the guys who, you know, swallowed all that fucking Kool-Aid and probably a bunch of other stuff about fucking, you know, Gamergate being fucking evil and, you know, blah, 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 blah. So naturally, he's gone absolutely, he's had the breakdown. He's had a fucking meltdown, mate. Right? Now, is it elitism for me to think me and my friends are better people than you grotesque cock goblins? Because I wholeheartedly and sincerely do.
Probably.
I hate America. I hate white people. I hate you personally, and the only motivation I have is to spite you. There's your healing. Now, you might want to look at the tweets below that. I absolutely
the top one's unreal.
I know it's no, but then he follows it up with something pretty raw. So, you know, maybe that was a bit uncalled for. But I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, you know, you are baiting people into this sort of response. Like when you come out and say, "I hate all white people." I hate all white people. Do you know what I mean? I hate white America. I'm happy to live in America. I'm happy to make a living there. I'm happy to take money. I'm happy to be part of the system. But I absolutely despise everybody else who's in it, who's different to me. Very strange.
Why does he think he's suddenly better than a grotesque cock goblin anyway? Who the fuck does he know?
I don't know. It's Arthur Chu.
What's wrong with a cock goblin?
People who know Arthur Chu know that he's an absolute fucking lunatic. So, you know. What do? You know, it's Arthur Chu. Like, it's desensitized. It's like when Lacey Green goes off. You're just like, yep. You've actually got something wrong with your brain. So it's okay. Like, it's just fine. Do whatever you want. You know,
an episode. It's alright.
Yeah. Let's all heal.
Should we go for a lay down, shall we?
But whatever happens, you know, after the election, let's all be friends. Fuck you, white America!
I'm Tiny Wick!
Too much, isn't it? So she put a video out, by the way. Did you see it?
She
put one out, and it was like, she's all like choked up and goes, "I've got some feels. I've got to get out." It's so fucking bad, man. So bad. And it's the usual, let's fight. Fight. That's what we do. We fight, right? It's an election. It's a democratic election. No, let's fight. So let's get back to the war, the front lines. Obviously, all this violence that's happening towards progressive, it's completely real. It's definitely real. You can see here there was an incident where a woman, a Muslim female student at the University of Louisiana, said that she had a hijab ripped off and was attacked by two Trump supporters. And, well, here you go. Even your own media outlets are turning against you. Washington Post reported this is a lie. She fabricated it. She fabricated it. Of course she did. Of course she did. These things are so rare. Since Trump got elected, they're trying to make out there's been 200 recognized instances of hate crime. It's not. No. That's like more than like all of last year. It's gibberish. It's not happening. These are fake. And she had to come out and admit that she made the story up. So, you know, again, why isn't it's really weird, isn't it? Because I remember when this story first blew up and I saw thousands of tweets on my timeline. Oh, look, it begins. Welcome to the Trump-ocalypse or whatever the fuck they're calling it. You know, like it begins when the woman actually comes out and admits, like, yeah, I just made it up, didn't I?
Yeah, it didn't happen. I was joking.
Yeah, just having a bit of banter. Like, sorry, like, you know, I was just trying to kickstart the race war with missions.
I'm
you know,
ready for a fucking race war.
Nobody where's the 1,000 retweets saying, oh, actually, perhaps there's a bit of weird it never happens. They just head in the sand, wait for the next one. And these people are praying. They're literally praying for an actual hate crime. Now, as I showed you last week, there's been plenty of hate crime. All against Trump supporters, actually. But we'll come to that. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. There hasn't been one instance of a provable piece of hate crime by Trump supporters since Trump was elected. Not one. Hasn't been one. There simply hasn't. The media keep jumping on the stories, but whoa, Nelly, you were a little bit too quick. So this one, of course, was fake. Interestingly enough, though, the paper still has to work it in that Trump's vows over the past year to ban, deport, or use extreme vetting against Muslims has struck fear into many U.S. Muslims who have faced a surge in hate crimes since 2001. Yeah, it's almost as if September the 11th might have triggered a few people, you know. Those proposals, along with the president-elect's repeated condemnations of Muslims on the campaign trail, have led to some critics to accuse him of bringing anti-Islamic sentiment into the mainstream. Now, it's interesting. There was a Facebook video, actually, that I got sent last night. It's going to be quite hard for me to find, unfortunately, because of obviously there was a little esports incident where don't insult your players.
Sure, we'll get to that later.
Right. So yeah, we'll come to that. Let me see if I can find this Facebook thing, because this was actually pretty good.
What was it? Maybe I can find it.
Well, basically, what had happened was there was this group of people that were literally editing Trump's videos to make it look like he was saying shit he didn't and putting them on Facebook. And keep in mind, the left, the Huffington Post and all that, they're attacking Facebook, who did censor conservative media, did censor right-wing views, did censor Trump supporters. They're saying they didn't do enough to skew the election. They're saying they skewed it in favor of Trump by not clamping down on fake news. So let me just see if I can find this. I'm pretty sure.
Is that it?
Let's have a look. No. It's not that. Shit, man. The person sent it to me as well. It's fucking. I know I bookmarked it. Right, I'll find it. We'll the show must go on. We'll definitely find that. I'm pretty confident. It could be at the bottom here.
I got it.
Oh, have you got it? Let's have a look. You certainly do. Right, just play this. I don't give a fuck if it's 7 minutes. Play this. It's unreal. It is literally unbelievable.
Give me one sec. Almost there. Right. We're going to play the whole video.
Okay, I just want to go ahead real quick and make a video.
Right,
absolutely.
Response into a video I've seen on Facebook released by a page called Now This. Just have a quick look at this video.
The only reason the killer was in America in the first place was because we allowed his family to come here. That is a fact, and it's a fact we need to talk about. We cannot continue to allow thousands upon thousands of people to pour into our country, many of whom have the same thought process as this savage killer. The immigration laws of the United States give the president powers to suspend entry into the country of any class of persons. We want to remain a free and open society. Then, and if we do, then we have to control our borders. Here is what she said. Muslims are peaceful and tolerant people. and have nothing whatsoever to do with terrorism. That is Hillary Clinton. I don't want them in our country.
Now that video is obviously cut and jumped and a lot of clips cut and pasted together, and then that's what it looks like. It makes him look like a racist, a bigot, Hitler type character, like racist against non-white people. I'm not white, I'm Indian Sikh, so just let you know that. Now let me just go and break down this video and show you the full context of every little clip they've cut out, what he actually said.
The reason the killer was in America in the first place was because we allowed his family to come here. That is a fact, and it's a fact we need to talk about. We cannot...
Right, so now this is what he actually said in full context.
The killer, whose name I will not use or ever say, was born in Afghan, of Afghan parents, who immigrated to the United States. His father published support for the Afghan Taliban, a regime which murders those who don't share its radical views, and they murdered plenty. The father even said he was running for president of Afghanistan. The bottom line is that the only reason the killer was in America in the first place was because we allowed his family to come here. That is a fact, and it's a fact we need to talk about. We have a dysfunctional immigration system which does not permit us to know who we let into our country, and it does not permit us to protect our citizens properly. We have an incompetent administration, and if I'm elected...
Right, so you saw that. Now, you saw what he actually said, so let me just go to the next bit of this edited piece of propaganda.
Not continue to allow thousands upon thousands of people to pour into our country, many of whom have the same thought process as this savage killer. The immigration laws...
So you see the dramatic zooming in, the way they're trying their best to make him look bad. Now let me just show you the full context of what you just said there.
When I'm elected, I will suspend immigration from areas of the world where there is a proven history of terrorism against the United States, Europe, or our allies, until we fully understand how to end these threats. After a full... Thank you. And by the way, we have no choice. After a full, impartial, and really long overdue security assessment, we will develop a responsible immigration policy that serves the interests and values of America. We cannot continue to allow thousands upon thousands of people to pour into our country, many of whom have the same thought process as this savage killer. Many of the principles of radical Islam are incompatible with Western values and institutions. Remember this: radical Islam is anti-woman, anti-gay, and anti-American.
Okay, so you saw that.
And there's plenty more. Seriously, the amount of propaganda that has been going around in relation to things Trump's supposed to have said, this is what has whipped people up into a frenzy. The lies, the lying media, the propaganda that's been allowed to go out unchecked, where you take people's quotes completely out of context, even edit them and change words and sentence order. And people are going to watch that and click on it and say, well, look at all these terrible things Trump said about Muslims. Also, keep in mind, remember how Trump is meant to be anti-LGBTQT, or however many letters it is these days, right? Well, in there, he's talking about 50 gay people being shot and saying that if you come to this country, you have to support all of our communities, all of them. But how can you hold the ideas in your head that he's against immigration, he's against Islam, also against gays, even though he's saying don't shoot gays. Like, what is this? It's nonsense. The whole thing is absolute fucking nonsense. And this is what's whipped all these morons up into a frenzy. Let's get back to some more fake hate crimes. There's plenty of them. There's fucking plenty of them going on right now. So let's have a look at this. This is a gay guy in California. This is reported by US Uncut, and it went viral. And this is a guy called Chris Paul. He's a filmmaker from Calgary. He said he was watching the election results, and supporters of Trump came up to him and said, "We got a new president, you fucking faggot." Right? And they smashed him over the head with a beer bottle. Now you can see he posted bloody pictures of himself. Now I've been bottled a few times. This shouldn't surprise you. I've got a few scars and nicks on my head where people have attacked me with bottles. And I'll tell you, what doesn't happen is you don't get a tiny little cut on your head here, and head wounds do bleed a lot. And then you sit around and allow it to sort of spread down your face, spread all down your t-shirt perfectly, and you'd do something, you'd hold it. This looked staged right from the moment I saw it, because obviously this is like what they do in wrestling. I don't know if you watched wrestling, they get the race,
little slice.
You do a little slice, and it bleeds a lot. And if you do this, like you're pushing out a big shit, it'll all come spurting out, and you can make it look like you've got a lot of blood coming out. It's very blood efficient, it looks horrifying, but in actual fact, the number of damage, the amount of damage that's done is minimal. So when I saw this, I immediately thought that's fake as fuck. That is fake as fuck, especially because Trump has been very pro LGBTQ. Absolutely has. There's no argument about it. You name me the last presidential candidate where there's photos of them holding up a rainbow flag at one of their rallies. Not even Clinton did that. Clinton was against same-sex marriage for over a decade until she suddenly reversed her position in 2013. Look it up. These are the facts. So I don't think Trump supporters identify as anti-gay. This massive didn't happen. So let's have a look. Needless to say, this one got called out, and let me just find the response from the police, because they denied that this crime had took place. Let me just bring it up. It's archived. So here you go. So this is the Santa Monica Police Department, and it said, "You may have seen an unconfirmed story regarding a possible hate crime incident involving a Chris Paul alleging he was assaulted in Santa Monica on election night by Trump supporters in inverted commas, because obviously there would be no way to establish, even if he was attacked, whether or not they were Trump supporters. You're making assumptions. The Santa Monica Police Department and the city of Santa Monica have not received any information indicating this crime occurred." So think about how bloody and visceral it would be, and even if you didn't want to report it, somebody would. We encourage the alleged victim to come forward and work with us if the crime didn't take place. Now, here's the key thing. He said in his report, "I'm used to it because I'm gay. I get beat up all the time." I mean, doesn't happen. But let's, in some parts of the world, it definitely does. In modern America,
California, dog.
yeah, it definitely doesn't in California. No fucking way.
Santa Monica as well. No way,
There's
mate.
no way. There is no way, right? There is no fucking way on God's green earth that this happened. And anyway, he said, "So I just went to the accident and emergency room and got stitched up." And he took a photo of what appears to be an accident and emergency room. Police checked local hospitals. There was no victim of any such incident admitted or treated at any hospital within the area. How's that happen then?
Just walked it off, man.
Yeah, just walked it off.
Took it on the chin, walked it off.
Just walked it off. Walked it off. It's crazy to me. They even say, "Please, look, we'll appeal for information. Call us in. Here's the number. Give us a call." So it's fake. It's undeniably fake. It's bullshit. What else? Oh, here's another one. Let me just see if I can find this. Where was it now? Did I put it in here? I hope I did. Let me just see. Was it paid? No. I cobbled this together with no.
Yeah, no one's noticed yet, man.
No one. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Only the fourth break of, hang on, mate, let me find it.
Mate, it's complicated. It's a Google Doc. It's beyond my technological capabilities. But anyway, you'll have seen these. I'll find them for you because, right? There's. Let me just find this. So this is the one. Okay, this was. You'll have seen this around these pictures. There it is. You'll have seen this doing the rounds on social media. And basically, there was complaints that a bunch of people were going around in this local neighborhood doing swastikas with Trump 2016 on them. And then they released the CCTV footage of the suspect.
You're right, man.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for you. I'm just waiting for you. Are you clicking buttons? I can hear things.
I'm waiting.
All right. Well, anyway, they put the CCTV footage out of the person who they thought it was, and there's no way that dude's white. There's literally no way, and that's what I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find the actual CCTV video. Let me just see if I can find it for you. Because this guy looks black to me. So let me just find it for you. I think it's on this video. Let me just have a look. Ah, man. I really should have got this link. There's too much going on. There's too many fake hate crimes,
I think
Sam.
I got you with.
You get it.
Big man. Sam's in again. Is that it?
Sam's in again. Yes, there you go. So this is the Philly voice. Now, again, I'm making an assumption here. I am making an assumption, but this is the person who is suspected to have done these Trump swastikas. Now, I'm just having a look at that picture. I don't know. Like, it could be white. He could be white.
I mean, in that argument, what is he wearing gloves and the lighting's weird? That's the only and even then, it's just not, is it?
So here's the thing. I mean, I think it's safe to. So there's two ways of looking at it. Either we're getting to that realm of can a black person be racist, which I know they can, but social justice warriors say they can't. Social justice warriors say racism is privilege plus power plus times finances. I don't even know what the formula is anymore. But certainly. Is this a black Nazi? Are they real? Does that happen?
They exist.
I don't know anymore. I honestly don't know anymore. I'm confused, Sam. I'm confused. And yeah, I think we can safely assume the hands are gloves, mate. Yeah. As people are going, look how black his hands up. They're gloves, guys.
It's completely different colour from the rest of his skin.
Yeah. But just look at the facial features. Just look at the facial features. This looks to be a man of at least mixed race, dual heritage, as they like to say now. So I'm curious as to what's going to happen when that comes out. I'll bet dollars to donuts on that one being another false flag. Another person going around trying to make it look like there's racists in the area, when in actual fact there aren't racists in the area. Right? So I'm just going to put that out there. So even the graffiti is bullshit. Even the graffiti's fake and done by themselves. It's nonsense. Check this one out. Right now you're going to think now, there's no way this could be fake, Richard. Sean King, remember Sean King is famous for being a white guy who pretends he's black. That's literally what he does. It's been proven. His birth certificate's been published, right? But he's transracial. He's one of them. So, right. He tweeted this out. This is we're using the image from the Daily Egyptian because a lot of others got pulled. But just have a look at that. White students at Southern Illinois University decide to put on blackface and pose in front of a Confederate flag to celebrate Trump.
The link isn't working for me. Sorry.
Is it not? This show's terrible.
Raging.
I'll give you again.
It's getting a big connecting screen.
Definitely working for me. Let me know if.
I've got it. It's working.
Bring this up, right? Now you're going to say, Richard, there's no way you can argue that this is fake. There's no way. Look at them. They've definitely got blackface on. That's definitely a Confederate flag. I mean, apart from the fact they look like fucking juggalos, like it don't even look like they're trying to be racist.
Yeah, the inside clone posse have come up with a Confederate flag.
ICP here, right? Their new single, Chris Benoit. So anyway, how am I going to wriggle out of this one, Richard? They're definitely racists, aren't they? Right. Well, let's have a look, shall we? Turned out that according to local news in the area, what they were actually were progressives trying to mock racists. So what they did was they took photos of themselves in blackface in front of a Confederate flag as a parody of what racists do, and then got caught as racists. So
Dumb shit I've ever heard anyway. I'm glad they got caught.
Yeah, so unbelievably retarded. So they then had to put out an apology, and they said here, the Confederate flag in the background is defaced and ripped in half because I do not support it. The black on my face is a Boscher face mask. I do not hate any groups or of people. Hashtag Black Lives Matter, said the person in blackface. So these weren't even real racists. I mean, has there actually been any real racism? This was a slam dunk. This was two people in blackface in front of a Confederate flag celebrating Trump getting into office. That's got to be racist. Not fake. All of it fake. All of it fake. Hasn't stopped it going viral. Hasn't stopped people treating it like it's real. People simply only want to talk about one side. When these things are exposed as fake, that's the end of it. That's the end of it. Now, it's really weird, right? Because if there was violence being committed, if there were genuine hate crimes being committed, that we would have proof. We would absolutely have proof. We showed you the video of that white person getting beaten after a fender bender, right? We showed you that last week. Now, interestingly enough, YouTube have been removing that video. They've been deleting that video, saying it breaks their terms of service. So we have a video of a hate crime being committed against a white person. That can't stay on YouTube. That's against the rules. Anything else is fair game. Fake instances of hate crime, yeah, they're totally fine. We want those out in the progressive media. So let's look at some of the real shit. Let's actually look at a real hate crime. A real hate crime that was really committed. This was reported on ABC News. And this is a young teenage girl who was beaten by a black student because she she put out on Instagram, I think it was, that she wanted Donald Trump to win. Just watch this report. It's about 3.5 minutes.
Student support of Donald Trump may have made her a target.
What the
ABC 7 News reporter Katie Marzullo spoke with the Woodside High School student attacked in that video and her mother, Katie.
Dan Ama, the student, and her parents tell me they are shocked that something like this could happen. She says all of her friends were posting their feelings and their thoughts on election night, but it looks like her post got her beat up. Cell phone video captures the moment a female student attacks sophomore Jade Armenio.
This girl comes up to me and she said, "Do you hate Mexicans?" And I was like, "No." And she said, "You support Trump, you hate Mexicans."
Jade says the girl hit her, threw her to the ground, and pulled out her earrings and her hair. She was left with a bloody nose and scratches and bruises. Before the results came in on election night, Jade had posted on Instagram that she hoped Trump would win.
I don't think I could name one person on any of my accounts, social media accounts, who didn't say their opinion last night.
Jade's parents say they're mortified about what happened.
My husband and I don't put our political views or stuff like that on social media, but the kids still do it, and that's their life. And, we try to tell them, don't do that. But even if she does, she should never, ever be hit like that.
The principal of Woodside High School issued a statement that reads in part, "The recorded incident was investigated in conjunction with law enforcement, and appropriate disciplinary action has been taken." Jade says she's also now the target of social media hate mail, but she's taking it in stride.
In high school, if you really care about what every single person thinks, you're going to get torn apart.
Jade's parents say they're keeping her out of school until they know she'll be safe. In Woodside, Katie Marzullo, ABC 7 News.
So there you go. So there's an instance, right? There's an instance of a Trump supporter being attacked, a white person being attacked, violence, a hate crime, an inarguable hate crime. Where's the outrage? Where's the outrage? Where's the condemnation? Keep in mind, Donald Trump had to disavow David Duke from the KKK a million times, and people just kept ignoring it. He came out every fucking week he was asked about that question and said, the KKK is deplorable. He just went on 60 Minutes last night and said, if any of my supporters are committing violence, stop it. You do not represent me. Right? Where's that? Why isn't that everywhere? Why isn't that a big deal? These stories will never make it out. They fuck the narrative up. They fuck it up for everyone. They fuck it up. If you have to accept that the left is the wrong side, the left is the violent side, if you have to accept that, everything you've been told for 18 months to 2 years just comes tumbling down around you. And people say to me, oh, Richard, you're biased as fuck. You're a right winger. No, I'm a disenfranchised liberal. I'm one of the people that got pushed out of the left because I couldn't tolerate what the left were doing anymore. That's why I went from the Daily Dot when my copy was getting edited, words were getting changed, sentences were getting added. I wasn't allowed to have an opinion. I interviewed white nationalists over there when I was over there. I interviewed a guy who you might know from Reddit called Eugene Nix, quite a famous guy. He used to run the Coontown subreddit. I was one of the few people who got that interview. Daily Dot didn't want to run it. The Daily Dot didn't want to run it because he might look too reasonable. This was the problem that I had over there. Well, people always say to me, why did you go to Breitbart? Because I got red-pilled hard. I realized that actually it's not about truth. You either stay on message or they take your fucking livelihood away. That is how it works now. It's like, right, when people make the comparison to 1984, here's the bit they always miss out. There's this bit in 1984. Me and Thorin were talking about this just the other day. There's this bit in 1984 where they asked the main character, Winston, how do you feel about Big Brother? And he says, I hate him. Right? Like, obviously, you have to obey him. You're in a totalitarian state. But how do you feel about Big Brother? And he says, I hate him. And they say, no, you must love him. And that's what it's like with the left right now. It's not enough that you follow their rules and you toe the line. You have to believe it. You've got to believe that censorship is right. You've got to believe that racism isn't about race. You have got to believe that black people are somehow infantilized. You have got to believe all of this nonsense. You've got to believe in progressive feminism. You've got to believe that just by virtue of being a male, you are a rapist. If you don't believe these things, you cannot function in the society they want to build. And it has got to be fucking stopped. It has got to be stopped. That's why I went to Breitbart. It's not even about what party I want to be affiliated with. It's about who's going to actually tell you the truth. And yes, Breitbart has its own biases. Certainly the work I got to do over there, I got to tell the truth. I didn't have any of my work edited. I didn't get it changed to suit an agenda. We wrote up what happened. Every reporter I worked with. So you tell me what's good and what's bad, considering they're meant to be white supremacists or whatever lie is being peddled these days. So and people are saying, oh, YouTube are not removing that. A few people have said YouTube are not removing that video. Well, let's have a look then, shall we? Because here you go. This was posted by one of the people who tried to host that video and had it removed. This is the proof. YouTube are pulling it down. They do not want people to see this. Why do people... Why are people being protected from the truth? Yet you can be fed a lie a million times, and that's fine. Going to get into another real hate crime. This was I suppose this isn't a hate crime. Maybe it is. I don't know. Certainly isn't acceptable. This was reported, obviously, in the Daily Mail. I mean, it's always like this. So a female anti-bullying ambassador. So she is an ambassador for an anti-bullying charity, aged 23, was arrested outside of Trump Tower during the protests because she pushed a 74-year-old man to the ground in a fight. Also provable, Witnesses were there. Witnesses saw this. This is legit. This happened. So this is another instance of a criminal act being perpetrated against Trump supporters, which once again, you have to rely on newspapers that I don't necessarily have a lot of respect for. I'm not a fan of the Daily Mail. I've been very critical of the Daily Mail's reportage in the past, but now you have to rely on them to pick this story up. A 23-year-old bullying ambassador, supporter of Black Lives Matter, pushed a 74-year-old man to the ground and he banged his head. 74. That's almost as old as Sir Scoots. Just said that because he's in the chat. So this is ridiculous that once again, these stories don't blow up. Yeah, I'm supposed to believe in fair media. Just got sent this now. This is a cracker. What a fucking story this is. An intern, a journalist intern, is attacked in Milwaukee again during anti-Trump protests. This is, this is where there had to be a shooting there as well due to the violence that was going on. And the headline just says it all. The mob relents after they see a reporter is Asian American and not white. So they were beating him and being violent towards him. And then they were like, right, yeah, okay. You're Asian, so you're technically a person of color. We're going to let you live. You get to survive this beating. Yeah? Unbelievable. And again, you have to rely on blogs, vlogs, social media, subreddits, and alternate publications with terrible reputations to publish the truth. That's where we're at right now with the state of journalism. It's ridiculous. So there you go. I think I've proven that, yes, there are hate crimes happening in America. There certainly are. All of them are happening to Trump supporters, and all the ones that are being reported as not, they're fake. All the ones that are going the other way, it's just fake. So here's another thing, right? So I just want to bring this up, getting towards the end of the show. Oh, actually, no. I nearly missed this out, right? Keep in mind, these people who are protesting, they're white, educated liberals, yeah? That's the thing. They're college students. Have a look at the spelling on this. This is beyond a joke, mate. Right? How can these people honestly think they're entitled to a position on what constitutes fascism when they can't even spell fascism? That's what we're dealing with.
He's got a hashtag that just says hashtag she won. She didn't, but she lost. She didn't, but she lost.
Didn't happen. Deport fascism. Fascism, mate.
Fascism.
Right? Bit of fascism.
Anyone with fascism, boys, going to show?
Go down, like. There's another one there. Mexican-American against Cheeto-faced dictators. Deport. And then, keep in mind, there was that really awkward fucking John Oliver bit about, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He spelled that wrong.
It right.
Trump.
Druff.
And why? Deport him where? He's from here. What are you talking about?
I know, deport him. I'll just go back to New York, I guess.
That's what Trump's saying. I just want to deport him. Where to? Well, wherever the fuck his ancestors came from. Oh, you mean like what if we said we should send black people back to Africa? No, that's racist. Right, get it through your fucking thick head, you fucking idiot. You're saying the same shit. That's how fucking stupid they are. That's like he's posing with that sign. He's proud of it. Look what I have done.
The fashion guy came with friends as well. You can see him smiling at his friends. So that means all his friends think that's how you spell fascism. Because he must have made them together. I bet they had a nice little meet. Come on, boys, all go over each other's houses, make signs.
Mate, just
I'll do hashtag she won, even though she lost.
Look at their cooked little faces. Just look at it, man. So yeah, anyway, we do want to start wrapping up the show. So let's start talking about just a few things. Like you think, okay, yeah, they're going to learn from this now, right? They are going to learn their lesson and they are going to, hang on. Shit. I nearly forgot this one. Shit. How can I forget this? Here you go. Another one. Another one, just to keep piling up the evidence about hate crimes actually being committed, but not the way you're being told by the media, social media, all these lying progressives. Here's another one. Another student attacked for supporting Trump in a mock election. This guy ended up on crutches. You can play the report if you want. It's just a short one, a couple of minutes or something.
Video's not loading. Fox News. Oh, I got it. All right, there we go. We're in.
I think it's 12. Just play this.
A student at Stafford Elementary is recovering tonight after being beaten by several of his classmates.
He says it was during a mock election when the class was asked who voted for Donald Trump. Fox 26's Scarlett Fakar spoke with that child and his family. She joins us now from the newsroom. Scarlett.
Jonathan and Melinda, it's a Fox 26 exclusive interview with the 11-year-old boy involved and his family. They tell us they're afraid to let him go back to school.
This is America. Everybody has the right to their own opinion, and they shouldn't be beat up for it.
But just a day after Donald Trump was elected president, that's exactly what happened to an 11-year-old boy at Stafford Elementary School.
These boys decided to ask the classroom who voted for Donald Trump, because a few weeks ago they made a mock election for the president. And then I said I voted for, I did, and then they came over here and started and jerked me out of my seat, and then they started before I could get up, they started kicking me and punching me.
He tells us the classroom did have a teacher present, but it felt like he was on the ground forever.
Why did it take so long for it to be stopped?
Mary and Buddy Lemon say they received a call from the principal immediately after the incident.
We went and made statements to the police officers, and then I took him to the emergency rooms.
Lemon says her son has deep bruises throughout his body.
Are you afraid to go back to class?
Yes, ma'am.
After speaking with Stafford MSD, they tell us in a statement the students allegedly involved in the altercation have been suspended pending an investigation.
I know we've been very opinionated on this election, but one thing I've never said anything to the point where I would incite violence. My son doesn't have a mean bone in his body.
They say they hope their story encourages parents to speak to their children on how to be compassionate and accepting towards those that believe differently.
That's what America's about. That's what the election process is about. We had to respect the last election results, and I feel like everybody needs to respect this election's results.
For the full statement from Stafford MSD, you can go to fox26houston.com. We'll keep you updated on the pending investigation.
So all right, a lot of people are laughing and saying, they're clearly rednecks or whatever. I'd like to remind you, it is that kind of snobbishness and turning your nose up at blue-collar people that has really brought us to this fucking point. But yeah, you're right. He did have no teeth. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't fucking matter. Point is, that is a hate crime. That's a hate crime being perpetrated on a child. And that child, all he's done is vote Trump in a mock election. Why is it a small local subsidiary of Fox News that is having to report this stuff and bring it to you? How many more examples do I need to give to show you that how skewed this is? The violence is coming from the left. It is not coming from the right. There hasn't been one provable hate crime from Trump supporters since Trump came to office. Not one. If someone tells you otherwise, they are wrong. Now, let's go back. Because like I said, I do want to start wrapping up this show. But, it just keeps coming and coming and coming, right? So let's get into this. I was saying, you think these people would learn, right? You think now that Trump's in power, you think people would learn. Well, no. So this is a tweet from Sean T. Collins. Now, if you don't know Sean T. Collins, his CV basically reads like the who's who of corrupt fucking media, right? So let me just get this up because these people block me for some reason. So Sean T. Collins says the massive street protests send the absolutely vital message to racists, opportunists, and bandwagoners that they have no free license. We beat Trump in the popular vote. You have to see the importance. In the past, it happened so fast and just picked up hangers-on like a snowball. We have to fight it now and never stop. The point isn't to win Trumpists over. The point, frankly, is to upset and intimidate them while supporting our own. They won't get away with this. He sounds like an 8-year-old, mate, shaking his fist. This isn't over, Trump.
Outrage!
It is over. You fucking lost. Right? And just as I said, look at his fucking, where he's written. New York Times, Rolling Stone, Observer, Vulture, Verge, Esquire. That is like a fucking who's who of every leftist outlet that has ever wrote lies during this election. It's unreal. He's a fucking propagandist and he doesn't even know it. The poor cunt. Guy needs to get woke. He needs to be put in a room with 8-year-olds. Get woke up.
Stay woke.
Stay woke, brother. So this was the other thing as well, right? This is good. Paste magazine. Definitely learning. Right? So Paste magazine, this is what I mean. The left will always eat itself as well. They just cannibalize it. If you don't stay on message 24/7, you're out. You're out. That's it. They will destroy you. So check this. White privilege abounds in late night television's response to Trump's victory. And the premise of this article is that because the people on The Late Show and other shows like it, late night American TV shows, which were all vehemently anti-Trump, that literally ran monologue after monologue after monologue, telling you why you shouldn't vote Trump, how you're a moron if you vote Trump, how you're a racist if you vote Trump, drawing swastikas on chalkboards and condemning everybody in the heartland of America. They didn't do enough, Sam. They didn't do enough. They're too white to get it. Right? Look, check this out. On The Late Show, the day after the election, for most of his 16-minute monologue, Colbert maintained a cheery disposition. If you were looking for a moment of somber reflection, there was none to be found. So, literally pissed off that he's not sad and crying, oh, God, guys, I've got to buy into the hysteria. Every potentially serious comment Colbert could have made about the legitimate terror of a Donald Trump presidency was deflated by a weak punchline. It's almost as if it's a comedy show, mate. These people hate comedy.
It's almost like you're watching a laugh.
We finally have an answer to why bad things happen to good people, he said. Could his answer be racism? Sexism? No. It's the Electoral College. Cue laughter. And on it goes. Just condemns all of these shows which were allies in the system. Peddles the same old lies. Peddles the same old lies that have been peddled all election. You know, if you vote Trump, you hate gays, you hate blacks, you hate Mexicans, you hate Muslims, you hate everyone. Hate, 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 hate. Same people that when they thought they were going to win, walking around with signs saying, love Trump's hate. Now, we've got to fight, fight, fight. Kill, kill, kill. This is literally like the fucking Hitler Youth. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. And they can't even unify among themselves. You know what I mean? Let alone with a side that thinks very different things. You know, they can't even have a debate with the opposite side, because they don't like having their ideas challenged. So if somebody on the same side as you has a slightly different idea, you can't even unify. That's how fucked these people are. It's beyond a joke. This as well, right? I thought this was just an interesting thing. This was reported in The Independent. Definitely worth bringing up. Now you're going to start seeing the financial backlash. Let's talk about the financial backlash. If you were on the wrong side of history, as they like to think you are, definitely on the right side because you're on the winning side. That's all history is. But Lego, the company, right? This is a plastic brick for children. They've also aligned themselves with some huge corporate entities in the past, all of which, I mean, keep in mind, last time I checked, Lego and Disney are pretty simpatico. Yeah, what was Walt Disney again politically? I forget. I forget, Sam. Did Walt Disney ever do anything dubious? I mean, certainly could. No one. Nah, fuck. You're mental, Richard. You're just like that story about him having his head frozen. It's all a lie, right? It's all a lie. Definitely no anti-Semitism over in that neck of the woods back then. Definitely not. Anyway, so Lego has all these like corporate partnerships with companies that have done some fucking, outrageous, deplorable things. They're now upset with the fucking Daily Mail, who, as we've seen, at least whatever you think of them, at least they're trying to report the other side of this culture war. Lego is now going to stop advertising its products on the Daily Mail. They will not do it. We have finished the agreement with the Daily Mail and will not be planning any further promotional activity. And this is on the basis that they promote hatred, discrimination, and demonization. And Lego aren't about that. Disney, Lego aren't about that. So they're withdrawing their sponsorship. And you can see Gary Lineker, of course, a man who came out and, he was a hell of a striker. Loved him in 86. Hell of a striker. But really should stick to that. Really should stick to just eating crisps and talking about football, really, in my opinion. Because this is a guy who just recently said, if you don't want a 40-year-old immigrant coming over and being labeled a child because of fucked up, identification and measurement systems, you're a racist.
Reasonable.
And they showed photographs of like kids who allegedly were 14, full beards, balding, with
6'4", but
yeah.
It's big man.
And apparently, if you don't want to take one of them into your home as a child, you're a fucking racist. Gary Lineker said that. So, now he's obviously being very smug, brick by brick. Definitely nothing to do with the Daily Mail calling him out about that, by the way. And this is what they're going to do. This is what they're going to do. And it doesn't just end there. It's not just corporations withdrawing money from other big companies, right? If it would stay on that level, fine. It's going to start affecting you where you fucking work. It's going to start affecting you where you live. It's going to be your job. Do you know how many people I know who are terrified to admit who they voted for in this election? Still, it's over. You should be able to come out and say, well, yeah, actually, I did vote for Trump. Okay? You can't. And here's why. Report on Gizmodo by Hudson Hongo. I love that guy. It's like a fucking Steve Brule name, isn't it? Dr. Hudson Hongo.
My name's Steve, actually. Hugzo.
Yeah, the Grub. This is Grubhub. Now, I'm not going to use Grubhub again, and as you can probably tell by my rotund nature, that's a hell of a sacrifice. That is a fucking hell of a sacrifice, right? And now I'm not going to use it anymore because after the election, the Grubhub CEO basically said, if you have a hateful attitude, meaning if you support Trump, wink, wink, you should resign from the company. This is a company-wide email he sent out. And in it, he said, I absolutely reject the nationalist, anti-immigrant, and hateful politics of Donald Trump. And will work to shield our community from this movement as best as I can. If you do not agree with this statement, then please reply to this email with your resignation, because you have no place here. We do not tolerate hateful attitudes on our team. He also said that Trump's practice of demeaning, insulting, and ridiculing minorities, immigrants, and the physically/mentally disabled would have led to his immediate termination if he was a Grubhub employee. Fortunately, he's a super successful billionaire and didn't do any of those things anyway. So, sorry about that, mate. I mean, the idea as well that you can have like some moralist stance when your company is literally about,
killing America with food.
Taking small struggling businesses, taking a cut of their profits so they get a bigger reach to everybody, and it's just about shooting food into the home of Americans, which has definitely a dietary problem. So there you go. He's literally saying you've got to resign. If you're a Trump supporter, resign your job. Resign. So that's
that's legal, is it? Well, I think that's allowed.
Some people have said, but he didn't directly say it. Obviously, everyone will come together and try and fucking spin it a different way, right? Of course they will. Of course they will. They'll spin it that way for the left. Can you imagine if, I don't know, let's say let's say Pete Thiel had done it and said, if you supported Hillary, get out my company. He'd be back to not being gay again, wouldn't he? The media would come out and go, Pete Thiel is a disgrace. I mean, shit, like, I don't know if you saw this on Breitbart. It's been strongly hinted that Milo Yiannopoulos might get an interview to be the White House press secretary.
That's amazing.
So, and obviously he knows Steve Bannon very well. Big fan. I mean, Steve Bannon gave him carte blanche at Breitbart. It's one of those things that could happen. It would be like some mad dream team. You got Kellyanne Conway over there. You got Pete Thiel over there. You get fucking Milo over there. That'd be fucking baller.
Make America fucking great again.
Of course, Trump hates the gays.
Yeah.
Of course, Trump hates them gays. He's already appointed Pete Thiel as like some tech advisor. Hates gays. Hates gays, of course. But if that does happen, and I've been trying to get in touch with Milo. He's been incredibly busy the last couple of months, as I'm sure you can imagine. But it would be fucking. If that actually happens, I'm going to be so pleased because that makes America great again. Right there. That would be a fucking step in the right direction. Now, we're going to end the show. We're going to end this part of the show. I think we'll be back a little bit later with some esports stuff. But we're going to end this part of the show, just the news part of the show, with a few things. Right now, Sam, right? This is a bit cruel.
Right.
This is a bit cruel, right? Obviously, I didn't want Hillary to win.
Right.
You know that, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but let's just have a look at this. Does this break your heart a little bit? Just look at these photos. Right? So this was a woman called, don't laugh, mate, Ruleen Steininger, and she wanted to see the first woman president elected. There she is on the left, when everyone thought Hillary was going to win, and there she is on the right, where the
sad. Hey, Ruleen, how do you feel? Shit.
The crumpled little face, like, does that make you laugh?
Yeah.
It's unreal, mate.
All around
What out places. No, it's so fucked up. So I thought maybe that would like make people, show their humanity. But yeah, she got wrecked. It shows that you're never too old to get wrecked. That's one thing you'll learn about life.
Wife get wrecked.
Never too old to get wrecked. Think about all the shit she's gone through. She survived through wars. Husband's probably passed away. The one thing she's got all her hopes pinned on. Well, obviously Hillary's going to win. All the polls are saying she's going to win. I can double down. I'm actually going to see a woman president in my lifetime. That's great, right? Wrecked. Life shit on you again.
Don't know why it's Rob Crosley fucking their life up, but it's just he just smashes down the door. Boom.
She's been absolutely fucking wrecked.
Rob Crosley did say he got a new job, mate. Maybe he was advertising director for Trump. Well.
Just to end on a note of fucking comedy, this is the funniest thing I've seen on the internet probably in 2016. I'm not kidding.
That's a high bar.
Mate, this is the high bar. No, this is really good.
I haven't seen it yet. I like when I get surprised.
Oh, no, you have. I sent it to you as soon as
this is beaut. Yeah. This is fucking hilarious.
Just watch this, guys. So this was a news story about a takeaway was basically giving cocaine underneath your order. So you would order
buy it. Like extra crispy, and that's how you want the beak.
So you would literally say, like, I want a bacon sandwich, some chips.
Extra salt.
But I want extra salt on it. And it would come with a bag of fucking cocaine. Right? Now, check this. So they interviewed people about it. And this guy has got to be the least convincing liar I have ever seen. This is unreal. Watch this.
Nice. Would you like some Coke with that? The takeaway in Bristol where cocaine was hidden underneath the bacon butties and burger buns.
What? Nah, I never knew that.
Yeah, we're back.
No, play it again.
Play it again. All right.
Yeah, play it all day, man. It is so fucking good, man. Look at him! Nah. What? I didn't know about.
I knew that bacon tasted weird.
Never.
What? I gotta go home, buds. I'm just gonna run home.
It's so fucking funny, man.
You ain't got nothing on me. What?
Oh, mate, so fucking funny. So there you go. It just goes to show, mate, that there is still some good in the world. There is still some good in the world.
What, cocaine and the bacon? That is pretty good. Like, that does sound pretty good.
That is a dangerous combo, isn't it? So anyway, me and Sam are going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and do the esports roundup, which is basically going to talk about some of the big stories that are happening in esports today. We're going to put this video out, so if you're watching it on the VOD, the esports part will be separate. If you're here for esports, you're shit out of luck. This is all we've been talking about. We're going to talk about the news. But the esports segment will be back, what do you reckon, Sam? 5 minutes? 5 minute break? Yeah, 5-10 minutes, and we'll get this done.
All right, see you in a bit.
All right, see you then. Thanks a lot for watching the Richard Lewis Show. See you in a bit.